Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku was part of King Ghidorah and became Mechagodzilla Movie 1. Before we start, please go support DarkUnknownReader for writing that awesome fanfic. Izuku was a normal boy, but one day when Bakugo took things too far, he ended up in a coma. While he was in the coma, he sees two monsters battling. One was a hydra-looking creature with two wings. The other reminded him of a giant dinosaur. He watches the giant dinosaur-looking creature send a blue beam at the hydra, cutting the left head off. It then switched to the dinosaur fighting a robot version of it. Inside the robot was a giant skull of the left head from the hydra. Izuku went over and touched it before memories came flooding back. Now he remembered who he was. He was San, the left head of King Ghidorah, the kaiju that destroys planets, and this planet are going to feel his rage. Rebirth of San. Izuku is a normal boy. He always dreamt on being a hero, but his fate will soon change for both the better and the worse. He is being bullied by his once childhood friend turned bully. The reason he was being bullied was because he was quirkless. Everyone he have met except his mother have tried to destroy his dreams of being a hero. But soon a giant being will wake up inside of him. He was writing in his notebook inside his class that had just finished its lesson. Suddenly the door to classroom exploded open as his former childhood. Izuku was terrified, and walked Bakugo with his lackeys as they grabbed Izuku and dragged him on top of the school roof. Izuku, please stop. I haven't done anything. Katsuki, you existing is what you have done. They begin to beat up Izuku on the roof with no mercy. Izuku ended up getting closer and closer to the roof edge until Katsuki hit him one last explosion which sent him off the edge of the roof. As he was falling to the ground, he saw a three-headed monster flying towards him before he hit the ground. While with Katsuki he was shocked what he just did. He knew his Aunt Inko was going to cut off her friendship with his mother, and he wasn't going to hear the end of it. Katsuki, call an ambulance now. Lackey, but... Katsuki, listen, the last thing I want is my mother angry. Call that damn ambulance now. They quickly call an ambulance which quickly arrived to bring Izuku to the hospital as he was on life support. Katsuki looked at Izuku being carried away by the ambulance. Katsuki, mind, you better not die, Deku, or else I will find a way to bring you back just so I can make you pay. While with Izuku he was on the way to the hospital, yellow electricity suddenly bounced off him. Dr. 1, is that supposed to happen? Dr. 2, I don't think so, he is quirkless, how can he do that? Dr. 1, something is going on. They watched as they heard the heart monitor still play while Izuku wasn't breathing anymore. They got more worried since this is the first time something like this happened and this scared them. They arrive at the hospital as they quickly take him to an operation room. Inko came in as soon as they were done operating on Izuku. She cried as her child was so badly hurt. Random doctor, ma'am, are you the boy's mother? Inko, yes, my name is Inko Midoriya. Doctor, I have bad news. He is in a coma, and we aren't sure if he will wake up. Inko broke down in tears as her son might never wake up. Mitsuki came in after the doctor left and comforted her friend. Mitsuki, don't worry, Inko, everything will be fine. Inko, it is just, I can't. Ever since Hisashi left us for unknown reason to work overseas, Izuku have been the reason I still function, but now he is in a coma. I am scared he may never wake up. Mitsuki, don't worry, he will, I am sure of it. While that is happening, Izuku woke up to him feeling extreme cold that surrounded him. He could see that there was a giant blizzard. In the whole storm a loud roar could be heard as it make a loud echo. He looks behind him to see a giant three-headed hydra. Voice, this is the one that called the one who is many. He looked beside him to see no one. Voice, he was going to destroy everything until a brave titan stopped him. He suddenly heard another loud roar that could have burst his eardrums. He looked behind him to see a giant creature that reminded him of a dinosaur. He quickly tried to get away from it as it began to battle the giant hydra. It continued to blast the blue beam at it, while the hydra fired lightning out each of its three heads. The beams collided as they exploded, creating a shockwave pushing Izuku backwards. He watched as the hydra suddenly lost its left head by another blue beam from the dinosaur-looking creature as the head almost landed on him. Izuku, what in the everlasting heaven happened? Suddenly the storm became worse as the scenery suddenly changed. He was on a skyscraper. A loud metallic roar could be heard. He looked towards the sound to see a giant robot version of the lizard from the icy and snowy place from where he was last. He watched as the robot destroy a wall to get itself outside. He sees it firing a beam down towards all humans. He felt a lot of dread as it suddenly spotted something. Voice. He still lives. He have lost his head the most, and now is controlling the mech. He looked around trying to find the voice as he suddenly felt a blinding light of red and blue. He was then inside the giant mech as he looked around, only seeing a giant skull hooked up to many wires. He felt something pull him towards the skull as it was trying to get him to see something. He slowly walked towards it as his breath felt heavier and heavier. He touched the skull as suddenly flashes was going through his head, flashes of battles, flashes of destruction, flashes of all the time the left head had to regenerate itself, but he finally realized why he had those visions and flashes. Izuku, these was all my memories, from a past life. Voice. Now the question is, what are you going to do now that you remember San? Izuku, I will make everyone pay. He then grit his teeth as anger was swirling up inside him. Outside from Izuku's coma a giant storm was forming and the center was the hospital he was in. While inside Izuku's coma he let out a loud growl of anger. He remembered how Godzilla killed him and his brothers. He remembered how it felt to be alone controlling a giant robot that was meant to take down Godzilla. He still remembered all the time he was bullied for no reason. He only felt pain and anger through those experiences. Izuku jolted up from his coma to see his mother sleeping on a hospital chair. He walked up to Inko. Izuku, Mom, you may not hear me since you are asleep. I don't want you to try and find me. It is for your own safety as I am unstable. I will return home and leave a note explaining everything before vanishing. But stay strong for me because I will return. And when I do, things will either be bad or good. Remember, I love you, Mom. I will always care for the person that took care of me my entire life. Izuku walked towards the window before opening it. From behind Izuku's back 2 pair of yellow golden wings appear. He take one last look at his mother before he jump out the window before flying up into the storm's core. He let out a giant roar signaling his alpha call as all people with animal-like quirks heard it. They all bowed their head. Izuku Midoriya is now dead. Now live the left head of King Ghidorah. The nicknamed Kevin and San. He is San and now everyone is going to feel his rage from mistreating him. Crystals versus storms. Kaijus from space. It have been 3 years since Izuku disappeared and things have changed. Everyone feared people with animal quirks. They have acted more strange towards everyone. Every 3 weeks in a random country a Category 6 hurricane appear. Everyone have been confused by these strange events that have happened. In a UA sit Katsuki Bakugo. He managed to get into UA but the girl he have gotten a crush on always glare at him. Tsuyu, hey Uraraka, why are you always glaring at Bakugo? Uraraka, I wish I could explain but it is really no one's business. Tsuyu, well I wouldn't even blame you, his attitude isn't really hero-like and downright bad. Katsuki, what did you say, frog face? Tsuyu, see what I mean? Momo, why is he even here? Denki, beats everyone. Katsuki was getting more and more angry. Aizawa, already oxygen wasters, we are going to the USJ now, switch to your hero suit and meet me outside maggots. He then left the class. Class 1A mind, he has too many problems. They all changed into their hero suit but during that Uraraka felt something coming. Uraraka mind, what are you up to you 3-headed freak? When they arrived at the USJ they were greeted by a pro-hero named 13. Don't know if it is numbers or letters 13 is using. She began to explain about quirk safety and how dangerous quirk really is and how the USJ is meant for them to control their quirks. Uraraka, hey 13, can I train by myself in this case? 13, why? Uraraka, it personal and if I am not careful, I could harm everyone around me. 13, I see, alright you can train alone. They entered the USJ and Uraraka felt a shiver run up her spine. Outside a massive storm was forming as in the middle of it a person with red eye, yellow golden hair, a fancy golden-looking suit with a white shirt, on his back was 2 golden wings, 2 golden tails with end-looking kind of a mace could be seen flying inside. Soon I will make my introduction. While in the USJ a portal appear as villains come out of the portal. Where is he? Both were supposed to be here. Sorry, young Tamura. San said he would leave early to arrive here first, but it appears he haven't arrived yet. Shigaraki, doesn't matter, Kurojiri, we will still deal with these students while we wait for him. The student was ready to fight, but Aizawa told to stay back and let him handle it. Time skipped to after the whole USJ incident, more specific after the All Might vs. Noma fight. Shigaraki, damn it, where is San? Suddenly the roof of the USJ was destroyed and a loud bang could be heard. Smoke was in front of the two villains as a shadow was in the middle of it. Suddenly the shadow moved, pulling some of the smoke with him as the person hit All Might. A blue energy burst come from the person's fist as All Might was launched into the stairs. Sorry for not showing myself, Shigaraki. I got to make an entrance. Shigaraki, you finally showed yourself, San. The smoke vanished to show a person wearing a full metallic armor with a metal face mask. The mask's eyes and part of the armor were glowing red, a metallic tail with 5 sharp blades at the end of it. From the tail to the neck, sharp metal rods was sticking out from it. There were also some type of small rocket thrusters on his back. Katsuki, another freak, I will take you down. Uraraka, don't. But it was too late. He charged at San. But San saw this as he charged at Katsuki before quickly grabbing his neck and slammed him down into the ground. San, well, would you look at that, the mighty Katsuki Bakugo on the ground. Katsuki, damn you. San, how is Inko Midoriya? I am sure she would be happy to hear what you have done. Katsuki was shocked about what San told him, while with the rest of heroes and 1A they were all shocked what power San was able to do. Suddenly Uraraka moved forward. Tsuyu tried to stop her, but something stopped her from trying to stop Uraraka, while with Shigaraki he was smiling since they were winning since San have shown up. Shigaraki, this couldn't go any better. San was choking Katsuki to death with his hand as Katsuki was almost close to passing out. San, goodbye Katsuki Bakugo. Suddenly a white glow appeared at the stairs. A giant crystal was hovering in front of it before it cracks, and out appeared a girl wearing a red dress with a long black coat closed at the stomach, black gloves with white claw-like fingertips with white scales-looking armor from back of the hand and up to the coat's sleeve, black pants, purple high-heel boots with dark gray bottom, a black tail with white crystal coming out of it from the tip to the neck. She have long purple hair, a crystal sticking out of each of her shoulders, what seems like a crown on her head, and red eyes. San, how are you alive? Not happy to see me, Ghidorah? San throws Katsuki away from him and glares at the girl, while with the heroes they were shocked to see Uraraka in this form. San, I am not Space Gojirin. Space Gojirin, I see, but which of the head are you? San, I am the left head, you fat space lizard. Space Gojirin, oh my, what a foul mouth you have. For a dumbest head of the three, you really are different now. San let out a metallic roar at her, as she just smirked. San, I am going rip you apart. Space Gojira, let's see freak. Both charged at each other with Space Gojirin pushing San backwards into a wall. San used his tail to jam it into Space Gojirin's stomach. It forced her backwards as he opened up his mouth, shooting out a laser which sent her into the water. San, how do you like my proton scream? Space Gojirin come out the water. Space Gojirin, it is pretty weak, but then again you are weak yourself. San boosted himself forward, slamming into the girl. As everyone saw they tumble into the water, this made everyone curious of what happens. Suddenly proton scream come out the water, then a orange lightning comes out, then there was purple electricity coming from the water, and then nothing. While in the water, San attacked Space Gojirin with rockets. Space Gojirin dodged them before charging into San and forced him downwards. San knee her in the chin. He attacked with his proton scream as Space Gojirin summoned crystals as a shield. Space Gojirin, how do you like my proton reactive shield? San, go to hell. Space Gojirin, fine, then take this Corona beam. I am not joking, it is literally called Corona beam. San saw a beam coming from her mouth coming towards him. He used his thrusters to avoid it, and slam into her. He then kicked her as blue energy was released from the kick. He then grabbed her face before beginning to crush it. She summoned crystals out the ground before making the crystals float and send them towards him. Space Gojirin, got to admit, that was clever for the dumbest kaiju. San, I will kill you. Space Gojirin, time to end this. She sent out a green lightning that hit San, while outside the water, everyone was looking at the water as bubbles was coming from it. 1A mine, come on Uraraka, please come out safe. San was soon thrown out the water as his armor looks destroyed. Part of his face could be seen as the glare he had was evident in it. Space Gojiren floats out looking smug. Space Gojiren, just like your brothers, disappointing. San, I can still fight. He stands up, but with a bit of struggle, he let out a combination of proton scream and gravity beam, but Space Gojira quickly dodged it before punching San in the stomach. He collapsed to the ground before glaring at Space Gojiren. San, this isn't over. Space Gojiren, I can assure you it is over. San deactivate his armor before spreading his wings. San, I will be back, mark my words. He then took off. She let him go as the two main villains also left. Space Gojiren crystallized herself before returning to Uraraka. Nizu, why did you let him go, Miss Uraraka? Uraraka, because nothing can contain him. I will fight him again soon, but he and his brothers are annoying to deal with. They have the ability to cause dangerous storms and can regenerate. They don't need oxygen either, and that armor held him back. Nizu, please explain. Uraraka, he limited himself to not use the storm to hit anyone with lightning. It could short-circuit his armor. If his wings were out and wasn't in the armor, I would have more trouble. The air around everyone was tense as they realized how strong this San really was. If he was the one causing these storms by himself, they don't want to know what he could do with his brothers. While with San, he was flying somewhere until he was out of energy. He began falling and landed on the ground. Right before he passed out, he saw a woman running up to him. All he saw was that the woman had white hair with red streaks, gray eyes and black glasses. Then everything went dark. Encountering some familiar faces. At Fuyumi Todoroki have seen a lot of things happen, but the most weirdest is seeing a green-haired boy crash from the sky and onto the ground. He looked like he had been beaten up. She brought him with her home due to his injuries, and while he is in that state, he could be taken advantage of. Fuyumi, what happened to this kid that he is so hurt? She managed to drag him all the way home. Her brother Natsuo was home on the couch studying. Fuyumi, hey Natsuo, mind helping? Natsuo, why? He looked towards his sister to see her dragging an unconscious boy inside that was bruised. Fuyumi, come on, let's get him on the couch. While they bring him on the couch, in the mind of the boy we can see him looking at two people that look like San but have scars on their faces. San, why are you doing this? San, why am I doing this, you ask Ichi, do you want to know why? San, listen. San, I know you listen. During my whole life you, Dad and our siblings have constantly hurt me for no goddamn reason. I was always the victim, not only by my own family but also every goddamn kaiju. I am tired of being the joke here. You never understood my pain. Now I will regain my strength, and then take down Space Gojiren and show her, and everyone else, that I am the true Alpha Kaiju. Ichi, we are sorry, San. San, sorry won't heal all the pain I have felt my entire life. And I, either will everything you do right now, San. Ichi, and I stop. San, you have just proven my point. San then begin to wake up. He sees the woman from earlier with someone he assumed to be her brother. Fuyumi, hey kid, are you alright? San, yeah I am. How did I get here? Natsuo, well, my sister brought you here. San just nodded. Fuyumi, hey, what is your name? San, my name is Izuku Midoriya. Natsuo, so Midoriya, any parents? Izuku, I have a mother named Inko. Natsuo, how about me and my sister drive you home? Izuku, that would be nice. They then begin to drive Izuku home. On the way everything was quiet. Izuku just keep look out the window. Izuku mind, I need to gain that Hollow Earth energy power. It can help me regain my true strength faster. He spots his mother apartment complex. Izuku, you can drop me off here. Fuyumi, are you sure? Izuku, yeah, I know my way home from here. They drop him off. As Izuku was walking home, he has a feeling another reincarnated kaiju is nearby, so he goes and check on it. When he got closer, the smell of blood was clear in the air. He switched to his sand form before seeing a girl wearing a blue suit. A metal plate was covering her chest and stomach. On each hand was there a claw like hooks. She was wearing a red goggles and had white hair that ended with blue at the bottom. San, you must be Gigan. Gigan, depends, who are you? San, I go by San, but you can call me King Ghidorah. Gigan, wait, as my former three-headed leader? San, I see you remember me. Gigan kneeled in front of her leader, knowing full well how dangerous he is. Gigan, my lord, the others are also alive. Orca is keeping herself hidden and Megalon have been hunted by a creature from this planet. San, I see, tell Megalon to find me, but where is Orca? Gigan, she is in UA. San nodded before turning around. San, inform them to meet me here at midnight, because we have a problem that can get us killed. Gigan, but my lord, aren't you strong enough? San, no, I have been taking energy from places here on Earth, but I am still weakened. Gigan nodded. San, our biggest problem is Space Gajarin. She is also reincarnated as a brown-haired girl with pink cheeks. She is a run-on sight if she know who you are, got it? Gigan, yes my lord, I will get Orca and Megalon. I won't disappoint you. San, I know you won't. Gigan, now scram. Gigan left fast as she didn't want to anger San anymore. She once annoyed him in the past, and she almost died from losing all her energy by King Ghidorah stealing it. San mind, she have at least learned her mistake from last time she angered my brothers, not like I actually care. He then continued on his way home, but in his Izuku self. Izuku mind, wonder if mom miss me? He went inside the apartment complex before advancing his way upstairs. Each step felt heavier than the last. When he got to his mother's floor, he felt a wave of nostalgia. Izuku mind felt like forever I have last been here. He went to the apartment his mother stayed in and knocked. He waited until the door opened to see his mother. She had gotten skinnier. She was still shorter than him. When she saw Izuku, her eyes began to tear up as she hugs him. Izuku just hugged her back, feeling a sense of calmness from his mother's embrace. Inko, you are finally back. Izuku, yeah I am, but I need to explain something to you. Inko was wondering what her son will say to her. Izuku then transformed into his sand self and explained his backstory, about his life before being Izuku, and then explained what happened up until today. He was then hugged by Inko as she was crying. Inko, I am so sorry it happened to you, San. I will never hurt you like them. San slowly teared up after hearing that. Tears began to slowly flow from his eyes as Inko knew his mother actually have shown true love and care for him, something his own former family never have done in years. He was then around until midnight, where he headed out to meet Gigan again. When he arrived, he heard two new female voices. Are you sure he will arrive? Gigan, I am positive. Boss never really cared about us. How are you sure he will now? Gigan, Megalon, Orca have trust in our master. San, you better, or else there will be problems. They looked to see San slowly descending down to them. Gigan, my king, it humbles me that you have arrived here and blessing us with your presence. San, thank you, Gigan. Now then, Orca, what did you say again? I couldn't probably hear you clearly. Orca, I am sorry. San then grabbed Orca's neck. San, don't test me again, Orca. He let go of Orca as she fell to the ground. San, nice ride, huh, Megalon? Megalon, you need me for anything, my lord? San, I do. Dig a tunnel into the Earth's core. If you come across a place where nature isn't touched by humans, inform me immediately. And if that creature ever chase you again, try and find me. Megalon, got it, my king. San, good, you two are dismissed. They both then left as the last one was Orca. San grabbed Orca by her hair and looked her in the eyes. San, listen, Orca, I need you to build me a ship that we can use to fly in space, not a rocket, understood? Orca, yes, my lord. San, if I find out you have betrayed me, I will hunt you down and use you as example. She nodded before San let go. San, word of advice, don't get on my bad side, because unlike my brothers, I am not making empty threats. He left Orca before flying around a bit. He felt the energy of a moth kaiju close by. He landed on the ground where he felt the kaiju closest. He switched back to Izuku and began walking. After a goof mile, he finally ran into the reincarnated moth kaiju. But she seemed smaller. He looked down to see it wasn't the one that have helped Ghidorah. but someone that reminded him of Mothra. Please save me. This confused San until he felt the presence of a ape kaiju nearby. He looks into the alley to see someone come out. The moth's curiosity made the space hydra smile. San looks at the man that came from the alley as the little moth was in her human form. She have silver hair, red eyes and a horn. Hello there, sir, could you give me my child back? Izuku, excuse me miss, but what is your name? I am Eri. Izuku, nice name Eri. Now if you excuse me, this monkey need to be taught a lesson. Before could react, Izuku tackled him into a wall. They both growl at each other. Izuku, now I believe you must be Overhaul. Overhaul, depends, who are you? Electricity covered him as Izuku was now in his San form. San, I am San, you old monkey. Overhaul, so I don't need to hide who I am to you. As a faint blue and white glow covered him, Overhaul now have a red hair and blue glowing eyes. San, the famous Scar King. Scar King, and you must be the left head of the monster that ended up being frozen. San, guess something you old geezer. San grabbed Scar King's neck and began to absorb a blue energy from him. Scar King punched San as San let go of him. Scar King gave San a quick glare before grunting. Scar King, I will be back for that girl Ghidorah. San, when you are stronger than me. Scar King walked back but could barely walk due to all the energy San have taken. San sighed as he looked behind him to see Eri in her moth form. San, now who are you, because I know you aren't Mothra. You are right, I am her daughter, Mothra Leia, and you must be San. San just nodded at the small girl as he picked her up. Mothra Leia, hey. San, not a word, transform into your human form and let's leave, unless you want unwanted attention? Mothra Leia sighed before going back to her Eri form. Izuku switched back to his Izuku form and began heading back home. Eri, hey San. Izuku, yes Leia? Eri, is your brothers also reincarnated? Izuku, nope, but they won't shut up. Eri, how can they not shut up when they are still aren't reincarnated? Izuku, our minds are kinda linked together. Eri, meaning that you will be stuck with them for a while. Izuku just nodded to the statement. Eri, I can sense your anger. Izuku, well, that is what happened when you are hurted many times. Eri, I understand you're angry, but... Izuku, you don't understand my anger. Eri was scared. Izuku, sorry, but throughout both my life, I was hurt by everyone, except my brother's workers and my new mother. Eri just looked at him with sadness in her eyes. She have heard stories about King Ghidorah, but turns out her mother never understood each of the heads. They arrive at Izuku's home and enter it. Inko, hi Izuku, who is the little girl? Izuku, another reincarnated kaiju. Inko, who is she then? Izuku, meet the little moth of Titanus Mothra, Mothra Leia. Inko, hello little Leia, what is your name when you are human? Eri, it is Eri. Inko, well Leia, let's get you some new clothes. Izuku, good luck Leia. Inko, you aren't the only one San. Izuku, you got to be kidding me. He was shaking a bit in anger. Izuku, you got to be kidding me. I am going to turn this world into dust. Izuku, Eri and Inko was in the mall as Inko was looking for clothes to the both of them. Both of them was in their kaiju form as they wondered why Inko want them in that form. San, sometime I do not understand my mother. Mothra Leia, this is boring, is all mothers like this? San most are. He looked around until he spotted arcade. San, hey mom, can me and Leia go to the arcade? Inko, sure, I will keep looking for clothes. San, pick up Leia before both transform back to human form. They then head to the arcade. Eri, so this is the arcade. I sometimes wondered how humans have fun in here. Izuku, trust me, you will have fun. They then headed inside and began playing arcade games, while with 1A. Mina, so Uraraka, you say there are 2 space kaijus sent in our school? Uraraka, yes, along with the Earth kaiju. Katsuki, I can beat them. Uraraka, San almost killed you, and that was him being weakened. Katsuki, he got lucky. Kirishima, dude, I might be your friend, but Uraraka is the only reason you are alive. Denki, yeah, that guy almost killed you while being weakened. I cannot imagine how strong he is at full power. Uraraka, want to know how strong he is? Ajri, well, it can help a bit knowing our opponent. Uraraka, at probably without being amped up can terraform the whole Earth. Ida, so at true base power he can already destroy this planet? Uraraka, yes, that is how much destruction he can cause. Everyone gulped except Katsuki. When they entered the arcade, Uraraka suddenly froze. She sensed two kaijus in the arcade. Uraraka, guys, there's a problem. Mina, why you got to be such a buzzkill? Uraraka didn't say anything and moved through the crowd of people. 1A followed her. They walked through the crowd of people until she stopped and looked at someone. Class 1A followed her gaze as they wondered who the two people was, but only Katsuki got angry seeing the person. Eri, how are you so good at this? Izuku, let me guide you a bit how to do it. Katsuki, Deku. Izuku, great, when I finally got away from him, now he is back to make my life a living hell. He turns to face Katsuki as both glared at each other. Katsuki, damn you Deku, how dare you disappear and make me deal with my mother's anger? Izuku, I couldn't really care if I wanted to. Eri, so this is Mr. Chihuahua? Everyone snickered due to the small girl's remark. Katsuki, watch it, brat. Izuku, stop having such a temper. Just because your thing is small doesn't mean your temper have to be as small. Everyone in the arcade heard what he said. There was a long silence before everyone burst out laughing except Uraraka. Katsuki, damn. Uraraka, can I talk with you too? Izuku, what is it? Eri, isn't she? Izuku, yes, so Space Gajirin, what do you need? Uraraka, who are you two reincarnated from? And how did you know? Izuku, you will find out mine soon. Eri, my mother is known as a goddess to humans. Uraraka, I see, so you are that kaiju's child. Eri, what can I say, there is 3 Mothras. Inko, come into the arcade and find Izuku and Eri. Inko, come on kids, time to go. Izuku, alright mom. Eri, coming Miss Midoriya. Katsuki, hey aunt. Inko, tell Mitsuki until you change your attitude I will not come visit her, and I don't want her near my home. They then head home, so they can rest for the day. San and Leia transform back to kaiju form. San head into his former room. San mind, I am probably going to change the room when I get time. He then lay down on the bed and began to sleep. He was back in a void and stood face to face with his brothers. San, what do you two want? And I, San, listen, we were sorry from before. San, you are only sorry because you know I was right. Ichi, that may be true, but we are actually sorry for what we have done. San, you do know we are connected telepathically. I know that you don't actually mean it, if you truly regret what you have done. Ichi, listen San, that mouth will betray you. San, I am stronger than her, what is the real reason I am here? And I, straight to the point, well San, we both need you to share the mind so me and Ichi can also control the body. San just began to laugh. Ichi, what is so funny San? San, the fact that you think I will share my body with you too, not even if father abused me to hand it over. Ha 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 ha. He continued to laugh as Ichi and I got angry. Ichi, we are serious San. San, I am not allowing you to control. Never again. While with Mothra Leia, she was heading into San's room due to her feeling his anger. When she entered, she sees San's face was showing anger. She went over to him and placed her hand on him as her wings glowed. While inside San's mind, Ichi was about to something when a gust of wind blew him backwards. Ichi, what in the? Mothra Leia, leave San alone. Ichi, damn you moth. Ichi charged up attack, but San quickly attacked him with proton scream to the chest. The attack burned Ichi as he holds his chest. San, you leave Leia alone. Mothra Lee's wings begin to glow as a circle appear above Ni and Ichi. They tried charging at both Mothra Leia and San only to be stopped by an orange barrier. Ichi, let us out, Moth. Mothra Leia, No, you can stay here from now on. She creates 2 more circles as both Ichi and Ni are vanishing. While vanishing, their voices becomes more and more quiet. San, thank you, Leia. Mothra, Leia, no problem, San. Don't worry, I will always be here if you need help. She hugs San as she slowly fade, while outside his mind San's face have gained a more neutral look. Mothra Leia smiled before climbing into the bed. She then hugs him before falling asleep herself, regaining true strength and the prime parasite. Inko, San, why is Leia on your shoulder? San, because I allowed her when she asked. Mothra, Leia, it is comfortable up here. Inko, just sigh at this. San and Mothra Leia have been closer together after a while. Didn't help when someone make fun of her. San would appear and threaten to get rid of the bully. If it wasn't for Mothra Leia, that kid would have been dragged out into space by San. Inko, you two act like a overprotective father with his daughter. San, Mom, we are 2 different kaijus. Inko, didn't stop you from acting that way when you first meet Leia. San, you try deal with that giant tyrant ape. Mothra Leia, well, Scar King did deserve getting beaten up by you. Inko, aren't you also a tyrant? San, no, my brothers are. I just follow their example that time. Suddenly someone knocked on a window. San looked towards the window to see Megalon. He went over and opened the window. San, you need something, Megalon? Megalon, sir, the tunnel is made, but I have a problem. The kaiju is back and want to kill me. She is guarding the tunnel. San, show me the tunnel and let me handle our little kaiju friend. Mothra Leia, be careful. Inko, stay safe. San, don't worry, only Ghidorah and Space Ghidorah can take me down. He then jumped out the window before using his wings to fly. He followed Megalon to the tunnel. When they arrive at the tunnel, San land in front of it as a blue energy comes from the tunnel. San stretched his arm in front of the energy as he began to absorb the energy. San, this might be a minimum but should be enough to deal with that kaiju. Megalon, how much of your strength have returned, Lord San? San, please, it is just San, no need to say King, Lord or Emperor, this energy have managed to almost get me to full power. He then walked down the tunnel. Following behind him is Megalon. She seems nervous. San, you don't have to follow me, Megalon. Megalon, don't worry, San, I feel safer while following you. San, alright, but if the kaiju show itself, you will go and hide. Megalon nodded. When they arrive at the other end, San smiled as he is in Hollow Earth. San, the Hollow Earth, so much energy for me to absorb. But you won't be able to. San looked towards the voice. He sees a girl with long brown hair, brown and black armor with the arms covered with orange crystals as armor. Her eyes were red and she wears black leggings. San, I think I have heard about you from Ghidorah, Muto Prime, I assume. Muto Prime, and you are? San, let me introduce myself. I am San, the left head of King Ghidorah, the arch-enemy to Ghidorah, but you know him as Godzilla. Muto Prime, the famous, the one who is many. I should feel honored to be in your presence, but I couldn't really care even a little bit. San, well, Muto, why did you attack my subordinate? Muto Prime, she entered my turf, should have stayed above grounds. San, well then. He got covered by his Mechagodzilla armor. He glared at Muto Prime. San, looks like I have to get rid of a bug. Muto Prime, come at me, false king! Both charge at each other with San using his thrusters as a boost to punch Muto Prime faster than she could react. He then used a proton scream to hurt her more while pushing her backwards. Muto Prime got up and let out a roar, blowing San backwards into a hill. He got up before barely avoiding an attack from the Muto. San shoot out a gravity beam from his mouth, hurting the Muto. He then grabs Muto Prime and throw her up in the air. He then blasts her with a combination of proton scream and gravity beam, before stopping. San, worthless parasite. He retract his armor as he begin to leave. San, that should show her not to mess with me. Megalon, San, do you think she is dead? San, she should. He was suddenly tackled by Muto Prime onto the ground. Muto Prime, think again, you damn freak. San kicked her off him. Before hitting her with a gravity beam, she blocked the beam before grabbing his arm and ripping it off. Muto Prime, not so tough now, are we, San? San, there is one problem you didn't think of. Before she could react, San have healed his arm and grabbed Muto Prime's back head and began dragging her across the ground while he was flying. He then summoned a storm before using lightning and hit Muto Prime with multiple of the lightning. San, do you want to continue, Prime? Muto Prime, I will make you pay. She grabs his head before letting out multiple loud roars at San. He was forced to let go of her. She pulls him down before slamming him onto the ground. San groaned in pain as Muto Prime stood over him. She smirked as she finally could get something to contain the next generation of Mutos. Just as she was about to knock him out, she felt a lightning hit her in the back. San covered his arm in his armor. He punched Muto Prime in the chest, sending her flying. She was about to get up, but San stomped on her with the armored leg. San, do you submit to me, Muto Prime? Muti Prime was about to let out another roar at San, but he grabbed her mouth, both roaring at Muto Prime. She shook in fear before sighing. Muto Prime, I submit. San stepped off her as she slowly hot up. San, good, now that is over, I propose a deal. Muto Prime, go on. San, join me and I will help you with whatever you need my help with. Muto Prime, help repopulate my species. San was taken a bit back by her request. San, could you repeat that? Muto Prime, you heard me. Help me repopulate my species. San, is that all you want? Muto Prime, yes, that is all I want, since the last one that is alive is Barb. San, I see. Alright, I will grant the request, but first when I have dealt some kaijus. Muto Prime, you mean Gojira and Mothra? San, no, Mothra and Gojira is the least of my problems. To head back and hide as a human. Muto Prime, I will. I am at UA as a student for now. San, report anything about Space Gajiran and Katsuki Bakugo to me. Space Gajiran is in Bakugo's class. Muto Prime, understood San. San, Megalon, inform my mother and Mothra Leia that I will rest here for a bit. I need to get stronger to fight against Space Gajiran. Megalon, will do, San. San then watched as the parasite kaiju and space bug kaiju left. San sighed. San, mind, I was so close to lose. I need to get stronger or else I will end up dying to a stronger reincarnated kaiju. San began fly around the Hollow Earth looking for a spot to rest while absorbing the energy in Hollow Earth. While somewhere in space a loud echoing roar could be heard, San could hear the roar. It was calling for him. It wanted him to come to it. He ignored it, and his face turns into anger. San, mind, I will not return to you, father, but when I finally am ready I will take your throne. He finally found a spot to rest, making sure no kaijus could get to him. He landed at the spot before leaning on a mountain and resting while a storm was over him, letting out massive winds. While with Space Gajiran, she was looking for San alongside pro heroes. Space Gajiran, mind, whatever San is up to is bo good. He can feel he has gained his full strength, but I also feel he is getting stronger. She spots Megalon flying away from something. She flew towards where Megalon came from and finds the tunnel. Already feeling the small traces of Hollow Earth energy makes her freeze. Pro heroes arrive and look at the tunnel. Aizawa, Uraraka, did you find San? Space Gajiran, no, but I have an idea where he could be. No one is allowed to follow me from this point on. Where I am entering is a human off-limit zone. Nizu, but what is your plan against him? Space Gajiran, I don't have one yet, but I will come up with one when I have found him. She then walks down the tunnel as the feeling of dread was over her. She knew with how fast San was absorbing the energy, it won't be long before he becomes a problem for her too. The day all kaijus woke up. As Space Gajiran walked down the tunnel, she began to recount everything that have happened up until this point. Space Gajiran, San, why are you doing this? It can't be because of your anger towards Gojira, Mothra, me, Ichi, and I, or Bakugo. Something is the reason why you act like this. Even the day where all of us kaijus that was reborn into new people, that call might have been an alpha roar, but it was a message to everyone. But why? She comes out on the other side of the tunnel and grows bigger until she is at least 110 meters tall. She walks around until she hears a roar and spots Kong. Space Gajiran, hello there, ape. Kong, why are you here? Space Gajiran, trying to stop something. Kong was confused until a vortex opened up above him, and out fell Godzilla. Kong, get off me, you fat overgrown lizard. Ghidorah, I am not fat monkey boy. Mothra and Shimo, boys, stop fighting. Mothra looked at Space Ghidorah. Mothra, why are you here, Ghidorah, and how are you alive but look more human? Space Ghidorah, I got reincarnated, but that is the least of our worry. Ghidorah got off Kong before looking at her. Ghidorah, yeah, that three-headed freak is alive. Space Ghidorah, no, only one of them is. Mothra, explain. Space Ghidorah, San is alive, the so-called dumbest head. He is here in Hollow Earth. I have fought him before, but it seems he is too weakened. He came here to get his strength back. Shimo, like we didn't need him to be more of a problem. Space Ghidorah, he also have a Mechagodzilla armor. Ghidorah, this can't get any worse. Kong, that thing could have killed me. Mothra, there's something you aren't telling us. Space Ghidorah, there is. He has done an alpha roar to let everyone know he is back and ordered all reincarnated kaijus to awaken. Shimo, explains how you are awakened. Space Ghidorah, yes, but thing isn't pretty. Biollante is keeping the lowest profile out of everyone right now. Ghidorah, name some of the kaijus you know is reincarnated. Space Ghidorah, from what I know, the space kaijus that came with Ghidorah are reincarnated. Muto Prime as well. Felt her vanish when I found the tunnel. Scylla and Tiamat have been secretly gathering kaijus to serve under San. Kong, can we get an explanation of all the kaijus awaken when not any one of us heard him except Godzilla? Ghidorah, I only sensed him, didn't hear him. Space Ghidorah, alright, it all happened 3 years ago. It was the same day I awakened by his roar. I went into a coma before I could turn into this. 3 years ago after Alpha Roar. Younger Uraraka, that was so weird, but... She holds out her hand as a white crystal form. Young Uraraka, but it is true. Suddenly a loud yell could be heard as large amount of vines comes from a room as voice could be heard saying I am a monster over and over. Uraraka transformed and went towards the room. Her parents saw her walking towards the room but couldn't stop her. When she arrived she saw someone with dark green vine-like hair. She was dressed in a dress that have nature-like pattern with roses at the bottom, and her heart was glowing. Young Space Ghidorah, Biollante? Biollante, Space Ghidorah? Space Ghidorah hugged her while comforting her. Get away from my daughter. Biollante, Mom, wait, there is something we need to tell you. Mr. Uraraka, hello there, miss? Hado. Biollante, can we please tell you something? This is way too important. Mr. Uraraka, what is it, Young Space Ghidorah, in these forms, I go by Space Ghidorah and she goes by Biollante. They then begin to explain that they are reincarnated kaijus and someone must have awakened their former kaiju self. Ms. Uraraka, is that good or bad? Biollante, bad, must mean that one, it is an alpha kaiju and our older brother Ghidorah is still alive from what I last remembered, so this is more troublesome. Young Space Ghidorah, 2, they must also have been reincarnated. Biollante, yeah, I can't feel any of the titans moving around except Ghidorah and Mothra. Ms. Hado, that must also explain why so many people with animal-like quirks have acted more hostile. Young Space Ghidorah, this can't get any worse. Suddenly a scream could be heard as the 2 young reincarnated kaijus got out to see 4 other kaijus, being Scylla, Tiamat, Batra and Baragon. Biollante and young Space Ghidorah, Tiamat, Batra, Scylla and Baragon? Batra, so the sisters of my sister's symbiotic relationship is also reincarnated, interesting. Biollante, we can take you 3 down. Baragon, we know you can, but we aren't here to fight. He has awakened and will soon lay waste to everyone here. I will serve under him as long I am alive, and he doesn't end me. Batra, he and I have similar goals, maybe I should team up with him if I can find him. Scylla, the true king have been reborn. Ghidorah will fall as the true king, or to others the false king will be the new alpha. Tiamat, time for him to take back what rightfully belongs to him. Young Space Ghidorah, he will not win. Baragon, oh Ghidorah, we are all weakened, he needs his time to regain his full power, and when that happens these humans will serve him. Batra, better hope he also didn't wake up her. Biollante, You don't mean? Batra, oh yes I do, Destroya is also reincarnated. Tiamat, it have been fun chatting but our king is somewhere out there, so if you excuse us. Batra shot a beam on the ground as dust covered them. When the dust settles they were gone. Young Space Godrin, this can't get any more worse. Muto Prime, it can. They turn around to see Muto Prime. She smiles as she looks at them. Muto Prime, I am also alive. I will rebuild my kind back from the ground. She punch a wall before vanishing. Mr. Uraraka, this is a problem. Biollante, we have time. Everyone needs to regain their strength and King Ghidorah will take the longest. Ms. Uraraka, who even is this King Ghidorah? Biollante, a alien kaiju able to terraform a planet to his liking. Young Space Godrin, if he is alive, me and Biollante have our work cut out for. Random person, we need a doctor. A bunch of those animal mutation quirk people have attacked me and my family, and my daughter needs help. Back to present time. Space Godrin, that is what happened that day. Gajira, he have caused so much trouble just by awaken. Mosura, even worse, Batra Baragon, Destroya and Muto Prime is reincarnated as well. Shimo, we need to find him before he regains his full strength and fast. Kong, Shimo, when we find him, you need to freeze him down and destroy every chance of him ever returning by regeneration. Shimo nodded. Suddenly a black and white-looking Mothra appears. Mothra Leo, Mom, I felt a disturbance. Is Uncle and him alive? Mosura, yes Leo, they are back from the dead. Mothra Leo, do you think? Mosura, low chance. I also miss Leia but there is a chance she managed to lay another egg and she hasn't hatched yet. Mothra Leo, alright Mom. Zilla Jr., hey you damn moth, you left us. Suko, can we be civil? Mothra Leo, sorry Zilla Jr. and Suko, it is just that Mom was here which can only mean that there is trouble. Suko, how bad can it be? Gajira, Ghidorah is back. Mothra Leo, but I though. Mosura, his body may be gone but his mind isn't. Space Godrin, Mosura, Leo the First have some news about Leia. This piqued everyone's curiosity. Space Godrin, she is alive and live with another reincarnated kaiju, don't know who he is reincarnated of the kaijus, but seems like a nice person. Shimo, can we talk later, we need to stop a certain space hydra from being a permanent problem. Gajira, right, alright everyone except you kids, head out. Zilla Jr., but... Gajira, no? The kids sighed before heading back. While with Mothra Leia, she was waiting for San when a knock could be heard. She opens a window as Inko comes out of the kitchen and see Megalon flying. Megalon, Leia-san have taken care of my problem but I think you need to follow me to San. Mothra Leia, why? Megalon, because he is in Hollow Earth and Gajira along with Mosura and whoever is in Hollow Earth can sense him. He is exhausted from fighting Muto Prime. Mothra Leia, which means that they can attack while he have no chance of defending himself. Show me the tunnel. Inko, be safe. Mothra Leia, I will. She leap out the window before flying after Megalon to her tunnel. While with San, he was absorbing the energy faster. The storm that is protecting him have light blue thunder dancing around in the air as all kaijus soon will know why his name is King Ghidorah. You have evolved? So have I. The 5 kaijus arrive at a cliff and not long away a massive storm have formed. The wind was powerful enough that the 5 kaijus could feel it even from how long away they were. Gajira, there he is. Space Godrin, yeah, he must have regained a lot of power from this place to make this storm. Mosura, I can feel his emotion, his rage is there but it seems to have worsened. Gajira, what can have him riled so up that he need to release this giant storm? Shimo, maybe his brothers. Mosura, maybe. But I feel a few seals inside his head, they are related to. Space Godrin, Mosura, is something wrong? Mosura, he is the kaiju that found Leia, it is her seals. Kong, either he found her and took her in or he kidnapped her. Mosura, I hope it is the first one. Space Godrin, don't worry we will get her back. Mosura, thank you. Ghidorah, but why does he have seals inside his head? Space Ghidorah, maybe they are to block out his brothers, they do speak telepathically. Shimo, let's continue this after we have stopped him. Everyone agreed. They walked towards the storm, while inside it, Sand could be seen have grown up to 143.7 meters, his hair highlights have gotten some light cyan bluish color, his wings sparked with the same colored electricity. His amour could be seen only cover his body and mouth, but the former red color has changed into a more sky blue one. He opened his eyes as the color have changed as well. His pupils were almost completely white, while his eyes' normal color have become a dark cyan color. He let out a massive roar in the storm before it vanished. The 5 kaijus saw the storm vanish as Sand was flying in the air. Shimo, is that Sand? Space Ghidorah, yes. Mothra, I can barely feel any energy here left. It's like he absorbed all of it, and just for pity he left some energy. Kong, that damn space lizard is going down. Shimo, Ghidorah and Space Ghidorah shoot each their own blast towards Sand. Sand looked away the blast and powered up his proton scream that now have the same color as color on his armor. He sent a laser towards the 3 kaijus beam and overpowered it. Begire the beam hit Ghidorah and sent him flying. Sand, Ghidorah, I see you have evolved well, so have I. Space Ghidorah flew towards him in an attempt to tackle him onto the ground, but Sand hit her with fully charged punch, sending her flying. Sand, better try harder. Mothra have secretly sneaked behind him and quickly hit his wings with silk, making him unable to fly as he falls down. Kong take the chance to charge at Sand. Sand saw this and quickly got up before catching an incoming axe swing from Kong. Kong punched with his glove Sand only for it to show almost no effect, and instead Sand knee Kong in the stomach before grabbing Kong and throwing him away. Shimo on the other hand have tackled Sand down and had one of her legs on his back. Shimo, well, aren't you just annoying to deal with? Sand, I might be, but let's see if you can handle this. He jabs her stomach with his armor's tail and send a barrage of missile in her face before turning his head and blast her with a fully powered proton scream. The attack forced her off. Sand then hears Ghidorah charging up his atomic breath, so Sand quickly charged up his gravity beam. They then fire their own beam at each other as Sand's beam also have changed into a more blue-like color. Mothra mind, how can Sand beat us? Is it because of the hollow earth energy that he absorbed? Most of his energy-based attacks have switched to blue. We need to go physical then. Even though he also have become physically stronger, he might not be able to overpower everyone with his strength only. Sand overpowers Ghidorah and blasts him away as Shimo hurried and blocked the attack for Ghidorah before firing a frostbite blast towards Sand, countering his beam. Sand and Shimo beams was in a stalemate as the other kaijus gathered together. Ghidorah, he have gotten stronger. Kong, it felt like I was fighting that mech version of you again, but worse. Mothra, we need to go on physical offense while he is dealing with Shimo, that way we can have a more effective chance of trapping him in ice again. Space Ghidorah, maybe, but are we sure he won't break out? Mothra, we will only know if we try. As Shimo was struggling to overpower Sand, he on the other hand didn't try to overpower Shimo. He was waiting for her to tire out. Suddenly silk hit his eyes, blinding him. He was then tackled down by Space Ghidorah as he tried to remove the silk from his eyes. Kong grabbed his right arm and Ghidorah grabbed his left arm. Space Ghidorah, Shimo now! Shimo hit Sand's body with the blast as they all hurried away from him. Sand was slowly getting frozen when suddenly he let out a loud roar as a massive storm formed. A lightning hit Sand's body as the ice shattered. He flew up before removing the silk as anger was evident in his eyes. Space Ghidorah quickly flew towards Sand and crashed into him. Both begin to punch each other, with Space Ghidorah struggling more than Sand, as each hit he did to her was powered up by hollow earth energy. Ghidorah attacks Sand with an atomic breath only for Sand to use Space Ghidorah as a shield. He grabbed her head as he slowly began to absorb her energy only for Mothra to use her God Ray and blow Sand away from Space Ghidorah. Space Ghidorah, thanks Mothra. Mothra, thank me after we have dealt with him. Who knows what his next move will be? Ghidorah, Sand have definitely become stronger than before. Seems like Ichi and I held him back. Kong, yeah, he seems to be holding back. Space Ghidorah, yeah, with all the amount of energy he have absorbed, he surpasses you, Ghidorah. Ghidorah, Kong, hold up your axe. Kong nodded as he did. Ghidorah hit it with an atomic breath as the axe glowed pink, showing it was charged. Kong then ran towards San as he was dealing with both Mothra and Shimo. Kong managed to hit San while he was distracted and hit him right in the back as his armor was pierced through. But suddenly the pink glow faded as San turned his head towards Kong. San, you should have gone for the head. He then punched Kong with full power, sending him straight into Ghidorah. He then make a lightning hit Mothra out the sky before charging up a gravity beam while Shimo charged up her frostbite blast. He then hit Shimo's blast as both were trying to overpower each other. Space Ghidorah and Ghidorah attack San with their own attack. But it only seems to make San more stronger as Shimo was barely keeping up. He was about to finish her off when a new Ghidorah blowed him away. Though Mothra have recovered, but she could barely stay up. They all turned towards where the Ghidorah came from and saw a girl with moth-like features, blue eyes, white hair. She stood at least 12 meters tall, but Mothra was shocked to see her as the kaiju kids that have sneaked their way here saw her as well. Everyone except San, Shimo and Kong. Leia? Mothra, Leia, San, please stop. San, no. They have to pay. Mothra, Leia, what about Inko? How will she react when she find out about this? You acting like the brothers you despise, would she be happy? San glared at Mothra, Leia. The air around everyone thickens. As San grunts before exhaling, he turns towards the other kaijus. San, be glad Leia saved you. He then retract his armor before shrinking himself as Mothra, Leia also shrink back to human size. San, come on, we are heading home. Mothra, Leia, wait, Leia, are you really following him? Mothra, Leia, he might seems like a bad kaiju, but I have seen a side of him no one have yet, and I also need to hold with him to calm him down. Mom and Leo, I will come back maybe one day, but until then, I want to help San get over his rage. Mothra, but Leia. She couldn't finish her sentence as they both flew away, leaving the kaijus with many questions. Space Ghidorah, Mothra, I will check up on Leia to make sure she is fine. Mothra nodded as she was a bit hurt that Mothra, Leia left with San, but she could feel that Leia had sympathy for San. San's heart is full of anger and rage, and if Mothra, Leia could calm the storm, then she will feel safer with her being with San for the time being. Two space kaijus on the moon chatting. Class 1A was normally full of life, but the day Uraraka returned exhausted and bruised made them question a lot of things. They also felt scared as they know she was more tougher than them. So when they saw her condition, that meant that something bad must have happened. Mina, hey Uraraka. Uraraka, Mina please, I am way too exhausted to deal with whatever you are asking. Mina, I was just going to ask what happened. Uraraka, San happened, he have evolved. Class 1A evolved? Uraraka, yes, he have gotten stronger. The only reason I survived was because he listened to Mothra's kid that left with him. Momo, any ideas who San is? Uraraka, yes, but the only person that can help me get close to him is someone I despise. They all looked towards Katsuki as they waited for him to give an answer, but Katsuki was confused. Katsuki, what extras? Uraraka, that person that you were shouting at when we at the arcade, where does he live, Bakugo? Katsuki, why should I? Uraraka, San is only getting stronger, you idiot. If I don't find him, who knows what he will do? Katsuki, I will help if you. Suddenly Uraraka punched the wall beside him as it slowly crumbled from it. Uraraka, listen, until San waked up, I was bubbly type of person, but now as slowly more kaijus join him, I can't afford to mess around and be all sweet and smiles, so unless you decide to help, don't speak to me, you mutt. Many just stared at them as Aizawa entered just when she had punched the wall. Aizawa, wait, we can capture San. Uraraka, only if he says where this person named Deku lives, we won't be able to capture him. Aizawa, Uraraka, today the sports festival starts, you and whoever that is also a reincarnated good kaiju that is in this school, you are to try and find San to make sure he doesn't cause any problems. Uraraka, got it. She then gives Katsuki one last glare before walking away, while with San, he was flying over USA looking down at it. Gigan and Megalon was beside him. Megalon, why are we here? San, simple, Monarch's headquarters are here. I am going to destroy it. Megalon, I need you to steal something. Megalon, what is it? San, from what I have sensed, they have one of my skull when I was still a true kaiju and not half kaiju and half human. I need you to fetch me it so Orga can find a way to help me regain my true kaiju form. Megalon understood. Gigan, what about me? San, I want you to infiltrate the League of Villains as your human self. Gigan, yes sir. San, you are dismissed. Gigan left as Megalon waited for her master to attack. San, ready Megalon? She nodded as San lifted up his arm. A giant storm formed. Many panicked as the storm only got stronger. San was watching as a blonde muscular woman with an American-themed suit. She charged at him. San shoot out a purple beam as it hit the woman. San lift the beam before slamming her down with it. San, stars and stripes, here to try and take me down again like all the other times you have failed? Stars and stripes, yes, I won't let you destroy my country. San, not interested, I am only after Monarch. I will leave afterwards, but if you insist on destroying the country. He then sent his evolved gravity beam towards her as she barely avoided. San then used his proton scream and grazed her. She was about to use New Order, but San blew her away by using his wings to make a powerful gust of wind. She was sent down into the ground. She was about to get up, but San used his evolved gravity beam as she was way too much damaged to fight back. San, wasn't worth trying. He flew away to destroy Monarch's headquarters. While with Uraraka, she felt something was wrong at USA. She transformed into her space Godzilla form and fly through the window towards the country. While with San, he was holding his hand in the air as he was glaring down at the building below him with Monarch's symbol on it. San, this is for helping that fat lizard twice. A massive bolt of lightning blew through the roof of the headquarters. San continued his attack on it. The building only gets turned into more rubble until everything was destroyed. San, now those pests won't bother. Megalon, San, I got the skull. He looks to his left to see Megalon carrying his skull. San, good, tell Orga to create a machine to fuse my skull to me again. Megalon, of course San, but what are you going to do now? You have destroyed their headquarters. Was that the only thing? San, no, time to let the humans know the rage I have stored up. He created a massive storm as Megalon fly away to not get hit in the crossfire. Everyone was scared as the wind only got stronger until it became a hurricane. San held out his hand as multiple gravity beams come out of his hand and begin to destroy the buildings. He then shoot out a new beam that was purple. He lifted up a building with the beam before slamming it down onto many humans. He saw more and was about to kill them when a purple beam killed them before he could. He turns towards the source to see Mosura's sibling Batrow. San, hello Batrow, what brings you to this fine evening? Batrow, I want to serve you King Ghidorah. San, King Ghidorah is only when I am with my annoying brothers. Call me San because I don't want to remember them. Batrow, well San, I have been trying to find you for a while. I want to help you destroy the humans. As the storm began to rain, water hit San's head as it began. San, do you swear your loyalty to me? Batrow, of course. San, very well then, disguise in your human form for now. I need info if there is other reincarnated kaijus. I can sense some of them out there. Find them and recruit them. If they fight back against you, eliminate them. Batrow nodded before flying away. San continued to let out his rage on the humans. He then grows to his kaiju size and uses his armor. He begins to destroy everything, leaving nothing intact and kill everyone in sight. He hears a loud roar again and got more pissed off. San mind, what does father wants that he calls for me? He then retract his armor before flying away and towards the moon while shrinking to human size. Space Godzilla arrived just as San was leaving and flew after him. San flew all the way to the moon, sitting there as he watched the stars. San, finally, some peace and quiet. He just gazed over the stars as he saw a three-headed kaiju flying towards Venus. San felt his rage build up but decided now was not the time. He just continued to look at the stars. He heard something land behind him and looked to see Space Godzilla landed behind him. She was looking like she was ready to fight, but he turned his head back towards the stars. It left her confused, so she went over and sat beside him. Space Gajarin, why aren't you attacking me? San, not interested right now. She gazed at the stars. While looking, she watched as a larger-looking three-headed kaiju flew by. She looked towards San and saw he glared at it while gritting his teeth, but he took a deep breath before just continued looking. Space Gajarin, is that a family member of yours? San just nodded. Space Gajarin, why are you so angry? Your anger seems worse than Ni. San, it is because through all my life, even when I was with Ichi and Ni, they all harmed me for no reason. They would torment me, make me feel like I couldn't do anything, even rip my head off and attack it while it was reforming. Space Gajarin, they sound terrible. San, when I arrived at Earth, I was more curious about and wanted to talk with other kaijus, but Ichi and Ni had other plans. They wanted to conquer Earth. I was dragged along with them. Their former workers originally only took orders from them. They would only talk to me out of fear that I was like my brothers. Space Gajarin, San, are you truly angry? San, what kind of question is that? Space Gajarin, I can understand why you are angry. But are you angry about those who hurt you or because you never felt love and care from anyone and felt only them fearing you? San grabbed her neck and slammed her down to the ground. Her face expression didn't show fear, but San's face shows anger. San, what do you know about me? Space Gajarin, nothing, but if Mothra Leia wasn't there to calm you down due to her caring about you or that woman that told you and her you three were going home, then who does truly care about you? San, my brother's workers. Space Gajarin, they respect and fear you, you know it as well, you just don't want to admit it. Around you people have a good life, people that cares about them. But you probably feel like you don't deserve it. That might be one of your causes to lash out so much. San, that is not true. Space Gajarin, keep saying that but you know it is. San only glared at her before letting go of her. He then went back to look at the stars. She sat up again and still beside him. San, you are not wrong, I do lash out at people. But I have my reasons. I have been hurt by everyone as you know by now. But I have stored up all my anger ever since my siblings began to hurt me. Only small parts of it began to show when I was first time in Mechagodzilla. When I was reborn and awakened, I only knew one person cared about me. I wanted to be stronger so I could protect her, and I wanted revenge for the person that helped me awaken. Space Gajarin, but why continue? San, because I want him to feel the pain he have caused me for all those years. Space Gajarin, what about Mothra Leia? San, I found her when she was held captive by the reincarnated Scar King. As a human, he already was terrible, but then found out as he was reincarnated kaiju, he was worse. But when I found the Moth Child, originally I was just going to leave her after dealing with him. Space Gajarin, but you changed your mind, why? San, maybe because I didn't want her to suffer like I had. Space Gajarin, you then decided to take care of her? San, is there a problem with it? Space Gajarin, no, but she acted like a daughter trying to stop her father from beating up her bullies. San, I wonder why though? Space Gajarin, maybe because she cares about you more than you want to acknowledge. San, I know that, I just don't want to acknowledge. I wonder why she even stays around me. Space Gajarin, you are nicer than your brothers, you don't treat someone like shit if they say anything against you. You have shown more care than them. Most kaiju knows that, even your brother's workers, you might be a destroyer-type titan, but a more gentle one. San, maybe? Space Gajarin, listen, how about this Earth's weekend we just hang out together, just the two of us? San, are you sure? Space Gajarin, yes, you do have a gentle side and you do need to take a break from destroying humanity. San, I do take breaks from that. Space Gajarin, what did you do again before flying up here? San grumbled a bit before sighing. San, can't argue with that statement. Space Gajarin giggled a bit at this as they just continued to watch the stars, ignoring the other Ghidorahs flying by and just enjoyed the silence, not caring what is happening. While on Venus, San's other siblings have arrived. They were all kneeling in front of a much larger one with another bit smaller one than bigger Ghidorah. Ghidorah, where are Ichi, and I and San? Ghidorah, yeah, where are your weaker siblings? We don't know mother and father. Last we heard from them was when they were at Earth doing the Alpha call, but that was the last time. Ghidorah, Then one of you are to go to Earth and find them, destroy the planet if you must, just find those disappointments or else. Ghidorah, I will do so, father, I will bring them. Ghidorah, whatever if it is their heads or not, just bring them. Ghidorah nodded and quickly flew away as the others just hoped they could bring their younger sibling back before their father gets more angry. Hanging out with Space Ghidorah for a break and relaxing day. San, for the last time Mom and Mothra Leia, me and Space Ghidorah are only going to hang out. Only because she believe I have a gentle side, so it is not a date. Inko, but sweetie, it does sound like one since it will only be you and her. San groaned at this. San, I am heading out now. He leave the apartment as Inko hand Mothra Leia a phone. Inko, record this. Mothra Leia, say less. She then opened the window before jumping out and begin to fly, while with Space Ghidorah. Space Ghidorah, alright, calm down Space Ghidorah, it is just San and me hanging out, I mean it is not like anyone is going to spy on us. Not long away from her and around a corner, her class is watching her. Ajri, who do you think she is going on a date with? Momo, I think she said she is only going to hang out with someone, so it can't be a date. Mina, but it is only one person, not multiple people. Jiro, I feel like we are invading a private matter. Ida, I agree, we should head back home. Bakugo, shut it 4 eyes. Denki, be more quiet. Mothra Leia, what are you people watching? Mina, our classmate. They turn around to see Mothra Leia flying holding a phone. Mothra Leia, hi. Everyone freaked out seeing her except Bakugo. Ida, young lady, you shouldn't use your quirk without a. Mothra Leia, but I am not using my quirk, that and I am a reborn moth kaiju, my name is Mothra Leia. Toru, wait, you are a reincarnated kaiju? Mothra Leia, yes. Ojiro, why are you here? Mothra Leia, to film for Inko Midoriya. Kirishima, film what? Bakugo, how do you know that name? Mothra Leia, I am living in her home alongside her son. Kirishima, what is her son's name? Mothra Leia, I think every reincarnated kaiju have stopped using their original name unless they have to disguise themselves. While with Space Ghidorah. Sand, hey, I am here. Space Ghidorah, hi, come on, I have this day planned out. She grabs his hand and begin to drag him with her. Mothra Leia, they are on the move, I have to go. She then fly by the corner, they quickly check around the corner to see her leave while dragging Sand with her. Bakugo, why is she with that villain? Mina, do you think she is the traitor? Ida, it is impossible, why even fight him in USJ? Kirishima, maybe it is because both are reincarnated space kaiju, they could probably relate to each other. Gigan, quick, we got to follow them. Orga, I know, but why wear disguise? Gigan, you are the smart one, you should know Orga. Orga, fair point. Megalon, why are they hanging out together anyways? Gigan, she want to get to know boss more gentle side. Batra, why drag me into this? Gigan, if one of us go down, then we all go down. Batra sighed at this as they begin to follow Space Ghidorah and San. Mina, let's also follow them. While with San and Space Ghidorah, she was dragging them to the mall. San, I am not becoming your bag carrier. Space Ghidorah, relax, I can carry them myself, but the reason we are here is because of a quick lunch before going to the arcade. San sighed a bit in relief, at least he didn't have to carry a lot of bags. Space Ghidorah, hey San, quick question, why are you wearing a hat? San, making sure I am less recognizable. Space Ghidorah, listen, I have told Niza to make sure that no heroes attack you this day only, that and your tails and wings are showing who you are. San, civilians have shown they pay little attention to many details, and tell that to erase her head that is glaring me down. She looked towards the table to see all of her teachers sitting there reading a newspaper. She sighed at this. They head to a cafe to grab a coffee and a sandwich. While not far away, San's workers, Class 1A and Mothra Leia was watching them. Orga, why did we agree to this? Muto Prime, beats me, but they look sweet together. Mina, sure, They still haven't noticed us. Mothra Leia, I got to thank Toru. At least she can get a closer shot of them together. Batra, I feel like San is stealing you away slowly from my sister. Ida, aren't they both on their own sides? I mean, Space Gaijin is on ours and San is on villain's side? Gigan, actually, San isn't a villain. He may be a destroyer-class kaiju, but he only helps the League of Villains if he is allowed to hurt Katsuki Bakugo. Tsuyu, probably a past problem both have. Megalon, you have no idea. Mothra Leia, they are on the move. They watch as both are heading towards the arcade. They follow them head into the arcade. In the arcade, both Space Kaijus were playing a fighting game together, as Space Gaijin were struggling to beat San as he was just playing casually. Space Gaijin, how are you so good? San, it is simple, don't overthink and just focus on the opening to a combo, you are just button mashing. Space Gaijin, damn it. She lost to San, he snickered seeing her pout in defeat. Space Gaijin, not funny. San, was that all? Space Gaijin, no. She began to drag him again with her to a new game. San, you got to be kidding me. Space Gaijin, sorry, but I am not. It turns out she have dragged him to a whack-a-mole game. San, but why this game? Space Gaijin, simple, why not take your anger out a bit with hitting these moles picturing the people you hate? San didn't answer, just put a coin in the machine and started to hit the moles that came out of the holes. To say Minnie was scared that the machine will break was not wrong. On the last mole right before the game ended, San hit the mole with such a force that he broke the machine. Space Gaijin, so, how did that feel? San, like I have just got rid of the people I hate. Space Gaijin, that is great. Now since you have destroyed the machine, I will suggest you run. San got it. He began to leave the arcade as Space Gaijin follow after him, while with San's workers, Class 1A and Mothra Leia. Mina, have he always been this angry? Gigan, nope, before we arrived here on Earth, his two brothers was the main reason why we were scared of him, but he was nicer. Orga, yeah, but from the anger he is showing, I guess that taking it out will help him. Mothra Leia, that and his human mother. Megalon, and you, I swear both of you are way too close. Bakugo, why aren't we fighting you? Megalon, because the last thing we probably want is to ruin this. Gigan, that and if you actually tried we would have killed you already. Momo, she got a point. They then follow the two space kaijus as they head to the park. San, so a boring walk? Space Gaijin, lighten up a bit, sometimes a walk could be good for you. San, are we sure you and Ghidorah is related? They then begin to walk through it. Space Gaijin, hey, quick question, how did you reawake? Because before all other kaijus that reincarnated reawakened, you were the first. San, it started when I was in middle school. Katsuki Bakugo and his lackeys bullied me on top of the roof on our middle school. Katsuki ended up sending me over the edge as I fall down. I was in a small coma-like state, but while in that state I reawakened. Space Gaijin, so Bakugo was really the root for all of this. Why am I not surprised? San, yes, he was the start, and because he bullied my entire life as a human, I stopped holding back my rage. Now I will make him pay. Space Gaijin, that I can allow, he has been hitting on me more than the pervert in my class. San must suck, he should be happy I am the one that decide to make him pay. I tell you, never mess with my new mom, she is more terrifying due to many know her to be nice. Space Gaijin noted. While with some people hiding in bushes. Gigan, at least we know who started this whole mess. Batra, I pray that Mothra will at least ignore this person when we destroy humanity. Denki, how is he even allowed in UA? Jairu, quiet. But I agree. Katsuki, that is because how talented I am. Aizawa, no, it is because we never checked your background due to your mystical covering it up. Muto Prime, why did you all join us? Vlad King, because we have to make sure he isn't trying anything. Orga, San knows when to be calm and collected, mostly because of this little moth. Toru, so she tamed the space hydra? Mothra Leia, No, just calmed him down alongside his mother. He don't want us in trouble, which is probably why he does so many things himself with mostly 1 or 2 people. Nizu, should we be worried about anything? Gigan, well, San is probably going to attack Sunyue. A deal came up that involves this egotistical dog. Kirishima, so just leave Bakugo to defend himself? Everyone except Bakugo, yes. While with the 2 space kaijus. Space Ghidorah whispering, so we are just going to ignore them. San whispering, just let them, we already know, plus it give me an excuse to punish my brother's workers and Mothra Leia, while you can have a reason to punish your class. Space Ghidorah, so what is the punishment for them? San, Mothra Leia is going to be grounded while my workers, well, hope for them they like an extra amount of useless work that they don't even need to do. She giggled at what he told her. Space Ghidorah, you are such a dad. San just shrugged. They walk out the park and then to amusement park. San, I don't want to pay. Space Ghidorah, well, you could always fly. She watched as he flew over the walls and into the park. Space Ghidorah, I was joking. She flew over after him. San, what is the plan now, miss? Space Ghidorah first. Ah, hey, grab his ear and pull a bit on it. San, let go. Space Ghidorah, next time don't just fly in here. San, alright, I will geez let go. She then let go. Space Ghidorah, good, now follow me. San followed her as she went on a ride. While waiting in the line, San noticed how excited she was. He kinda smiled as Space Ghidorah caught a glimpse of the smile. She smiled herself. Space Ghidorah mind, he really is more nice when his mind is anywhere else but at the people that hurt him. When they finally managed to get on, San showed a little excitement, but it was barely noticeable. When they did get off the ride, they then went to a spinning teacup ride. Space Ghidorah regretted it because San speeded up so fast that she somehow got dizzy. She hurried to a trash can and emptied her stomach. Space Ghidorah, I will never go on that ride again if you are the one controlling the teacup. San, sorry, but the spinning around was so fun that it reminded me when both of my annoying brothers was asleep and I could control the body to fly and use it to do tricks. They spent the rest of the time on other rides. As the sun was about to go down, San could be seen looking less on his guard and more relaxed. Space Ghidorah, you really needed this day. San, yeah, thank you for making this fun until we fight next time. He then began to fly away and out to space. Mina, so enjoyed your date? Space Ghidorah blushed from the statement. Space Ghidorah, we just hanged out. See you, from the looks like it, it seemed like a date. Space Ghidorah, I swear it wasn't. Megalon, this truce is over as soon we are out of your sight. It was nice seeing San more relaxed. Mothra Leia, be nice Megalon. Gigan, but she is right. Only while we spied we had a truce, and as soon we have left then it is over. Aizawa, we will find a way to stop you and San. Orga, first when this person who have started this mess doesn't act like he have rabies and have shrinked his ego, then we will believe it. Katsuki, Ichui. Nizu, well then, we will be ready for when you space kaijus attack. Batra, we will see, count your days. Muto Prime, because soon San will become even more dangerous. They alongside Mothra Leia then left the heroes. Space Ghidorah, this started a long time ago, but it might end in a more surprising way than we would have thought. San's goal is beyond something we knows about, but from I could tell when I spoke to him, his true target might not even be here on Earth. Mecha San versus the first Ghidorah sibling. San, how is the machine going, Orga? Orga, it should be done soon, San. San, good, I will need all my powers back, because if I do not have them back soon, then this planet will fall to my family. Orga, Inko and Leia really has changed you. San, whatever, if it is for the better or for the worse, we will see what happens. He left her alone before flying off to his home. He could feel his brother nearing Earth, so he knew that he needed to prepare for when he arrives. Inko, San, is everything alright? San, of course, Mom, it is just my former family will soon come here. I am just scared what will happen to you and Leia. Inko hugged San to comfort him. Inko, I know you will be there to protect us both. You are one of the most strongest beings I know. Whatever hasn't killed you yet have only made you stronger. So when he arrives, kick him back to his planet where he belongs. Sen smiled at his mother. Sen, you are the best. I think without you I would have been in a really dark place with only my own rage and anger to keep me company. Inko, it was my pleasure, San. You are the best son I ever could ask for. San hugged back Inko. Suddenly a knock could be heard. San and Inko let go of each other. He then went over and opened the door to see Mitsuki and Masaru on the other side. San, what do you want? Mitsuki, who are you? San, I am San. Now tell me what you want or I am going to send both you and your no-spine husband out of the apartment complex. Mitsuki, we just want to speak with Inko. Mothra Leia, San, who is at the door? San, the Chihuahua's parents. Inko, tell them I don't want to see them. Mitsuki, please Inko, can we? San slammed the door right in her face. He then opened it back up. San, I almost forgot. Thank you, son, for reminding me who I am. Be glad my mom told me to spare you two out of the kindness of her heart. Mitsuki, wait, Izuku? San, my name is San. Mothra Leia, stop. They aren't worth your powers. Don't waste energy on them. San, be glad you survived for now. He then slammed it again. Inko, at least you didn't kill them. It would be hard to explain. San, don't worry, I visit your landlord. Inko, what did you do? San, if you ever need anything, just call him. He will do it for free. 20% of the money he has earned is transferred to you. Last, you don't need to pay taxes to him anymore. He makes sure your apartment will always work. Inko, best son ever. San, I am paying you back for being such a nice person to me. Inko, you didn't need to. Mothra Leia, I love your softer side, Dad. She quickly covered her mouth after saying that. San, what was that, Mothra Leia? Inko, she called you. Mothra Leia quickly covered her mouth. Mothra Leia, I said San, I said San. San, all right. He quickly froze. San, he is here. Mothra Leia, who? San, my brother. He quickly left through the window, shocking both Inko and Mothra Leia. While with San, he began to grow until he was taller than most skyscrapers. He was wearing his armor as he looked up into the air, seeing his brother flying down. San. San, well, I hope not to see you rebirth. Rebirth, San, you are to return. Father demands you and your brothers. San, tell him that he can come and get me himself instead of being a coward. Rebirth, guess I need to teach you to not leave your place. Rebirth uses his heads to charge gravity beams up. San fired off a gravity beam and proton screamed towards his brother. Rebirth countered it with his own beam. At UA, Space Gojira could be seen listening to Aizawa speaking about the upcoming test. Suddenly she looked out the window, which caught everyone's attention. Space Gojira, he is fighting. Aizawa, who? Space Gojira, San, he is fighting his brother right now. Aizawa, aren't you going to help? She shook her head. Space Gojira, this is not a fight I am allowed to interfere, not even the other kaijus. They all could only hope San would win. Back with San, his armor had taken a lot of damage. He had just charged into his brother. He grabbed his brother's left and right head before spinning it around and throwing him into a skyscraper, which everyone managed to get out before Rebirth was sent into it. Pretended is Rebirth Ghidorah instead of Godzilla. Rebirth, is that all you got, San? San, no, I am just getting started. Rebirth got up and charged into San. He bited into San and began to lift him into the air. When Rebirth reached the outer atmosphere, he dropped San. San fell downwards onto the ground, his armor heating up. From 025 to 044, and switched Godzilla with San. Everyone watched as San fell onto the ground. When he landed, a lot of dirt and debris flew in many directions. Mothra Leia, please San, get up. Inko, please son, I know you can do it. The sound of metal moving could be heard. San stood up with a loud roar. Rebirth mind, how did San become so strong? We told Ichi and Ni to make sure San stays dumb. San, Rebirth. I am going to rip each of you heads off. He sends a proton scream at Rebirth. Rebirth barely managed to dodge, but Sand continues to attack Rebirth. Sand then sends multiple missiles at Rebirth. He manages to hit Rebirth in the wing. Rebirth fell down to the ground. Rebirth managed to get up and look towards Sand that had a hollow earth energy charged up in his fist. Rebirth, Sand, let's talk about this. Sand, go fly into a black hole. Sand hit Rebirth in the head with the punch as blue energy burst came from it, forcing Rebirth onto the ground. Sand grabbed Rebirth's middle head and dragged him across the ground. He then hit Rebirth with multiple point-blank proton scream. Rebirth tried to hit Sand with a gravity beam, but Sand placed a foot on Rebirth's head and looked at him. Sand, you lost. Rebirth, you might have taken me down, but they will come here, they will kill your new mother. Sand, I will protect her. Sand then knocked out his brother before roaring into the air, his roar echoing throughout the entire planet, but it managed to reach his father. Mind, how have my weakest son become so strong? Father, is something wrong? One of you head to Sand's location, try and force him back. Why? You sound scared. I am not scared of Sand. The others took a step back scared, one of them then flew off heading to Earth. If Sand continues to get stronger, then he might become the very thing I have heard myth about. Back on Earth, Sand was dragging his brother with him to Orca. Orga, hello Sand, the machine is almost done, all I need. Sand, can you make something to keep him from causing trouble? Orga, of course. Sand, do it as quick as possible. Orga nodded, she then quickly began to make the thing. Sand on the other hand waited for the specific kaiju. Muto Prime, hello Sand. Sand, welcome Prime, I have some great news for you. Muto Prime, what is the news? Sand, remember how you need me to help you repopulate your kind? Muto Prime, of course. Sand, I have an incubator for your eggs. Muto Prime, did you capture Ghidorah? Sand, no, but I have defeated my brother. Muto Prime, how is that going to help? Orga, he filled me on what I need to do. I need to change his brother's body so he will generate radiation instead of what he is generating now. Sand, and since my former family have regenerative abilities, he will work as the perfect incubator. Muto Prime, sounds perfect. Orga, Sand, are you alright? Sand, I need a break, that drop hurt. How Ghidorah survived when me and brothers did it, I don't know, but I will say this. He has earned my respect for being able to survive that fall. Sand retracted his armor before flying back home. Orga, I feel happy for him. Being abused by his own family is really sad. He had every right to be angry, but he treats everyone almost as his son equal. Muto Prime, agreed. Sand didn't get his respect thanks to his brothers, but he is gaining more people and kaijus' respect. With Sand, he had returned home. He fell onto the couch before slowly going to sleep. Mothra, Leia, and Inko had returned home to see him sleeping on the couch. Mothra, Leia decided to sleep beside him as she was also tired. She got under his arms as Sand held her tight while using a wing to keep her warm. Inko had returned with a blanket before placing it over Sand. She then left with a smile knowing Sand can now rest easier. Attack on the camp. Sand, I need you to help the League. Sand, what do you need, Potato Head? Rude, but the League is going to attack the training camp. Your target is also there, but bring him to the League alive. Sand, all for one, you know I want him dead. He had caused me too much pain. AFO, I know, but he can be a useful ally. Sand, his ego wouldn't allow himself to be one of your henchmen, and he is too stubborn and only wants to be a hero. AFO, how about this? You can hurt him as much as you want, but you have to bring him with you alive back. Sand thought about it and sighed. Sand, alright, it is a deal then. AFO, great, bring your workers with you, they can also be helpful. Sand didn't answer, he just hung up. Behind him Megalon could be seen looking at Sand worried. Megalon, Sand, are you alright? Sand, this lowly human think he can command me. I am only listening because if it was to me, I would have destroyed the League, but I need them unfortunately for my plans. Megalon, Gigan have sent a report where they are, should we head out there? Sand, no Megalon, tell Batra we have to meet up with the League. Megalon, should Gigan stay hidden or can she transform? San, tell her to stay hidden, she is my spy for the League. Megalon, and Muto Prime? San, inform her that as soon the League attack, she need to transform and join in on hunting Bakugo down. I want him at my feet before we take him to the League. Megalon nodded. She then left San to his own thoughts. He slammed his hands on the table he was standing close to. San, all for one, if you think my powers are a quirk that you can just take, I will show you what happened when you mess with a kaiju. Time skip to night with the League. Toga, do you know when San is coming? Toga, why are asking me Dabi? Dabi, I thought you knew. Toga, I don't. For all we know, San could just not show up and ignore this, because kidnapping that Bakugo guy is beneath him. We all are beneath him. We saw him fight his brother. That creature is stronger than us, and he fought it in his armor. If his armor limit him, that means without it he is way stronger than we Imagin. Toga, Spinner is right Dabi, he might hold more back than we can Imagin. Toga mind, if only they knew how strong he is. Orga was lucky she was sparred by him. I wonder if he is going to join us on this mission. They hear two pair of wings flapping coming towards them. Landing behind the League stood San in his armor. Behind him was Batra. Batra seemed annoyed to be here. Batra, San, why are we here with them? San, remember one of those people I talked to you about? Batra, so it is because him again. San, unfortunately, not long ago I had to deal with his parents. Batra, sounds like a huge nightmare. San, they really are. Dabi, so you actually decided to join us. I thought this was beneath you. San, it is beneath me, but I want my revenge against someone that happens to be the League's target. Seems like we shouldn't expect much from the big and scary San. Magna, don't insult him. Magna, he won't even help us. San glared at Magna. Magna stopped speaking seeing the glare. San, my way of helping is making sure Bakugo comes with you to the League. If he need a hospital, that is your problem, not mine. He leaned against a tree, bored that nothing is happening. San, when are we attacking? Toga, calm down. As soon most are split up we can attack. San, this is really a waste of my time. They hear some rumbling as Muto Primes appear out of the ground. Muto Prime, hello San. San Prime, why are you here? Muto Prime, I need to inform you that they all just arrived today. San glared at the League. Toga was sweating. San is now annoyed, which meant she is also in trouble. San Prime, head back. I need to have a word with the League. She nodded before disappearing underground. While at the camp, Space Gojiren could be seen awake and looking the direction is. Space Gojiren, what are you up to now, San? Aizawa, Uraraka, why are you still awake? Space Gojiren, he is here, in this forest. Aizawa, should we worry? Space Gojiren, I don't think so, he only will attack for one reason. Aizawa, so he is after Bakugo again. Space Gojiren, we need to be sure Bakugo never leaves. We can't tell anyone San is here. If we do, he will know and then it will only be worse. Aizawa, so we should just keep this quiet? Space Gojiren, do you want him to destroy the city or not? And let me remind you his fight against his brother. Aizawa, never thought that getting yelled at by my own student that is a kaiju could hurt this much. Space Gojiren, get used to it, now go inside. Aizawa left her alone as she saw the smoke that came from that direction, knowing the League have pissed him off. Time skip to the courage test. Bakugo and Todoroki could be seen walking through the forest, not noticing a red visor spying on them. Mind found the target. Prime should soon join us. As soon the smoke begins, Bakugo is going to be at San's mercy. The person disappeared back into the darkness of the woods. With Space Gojiren, she can see the purple smoke and blue flames that has appeared in the forest. Space Gojiren, their attack has begun. Tsu. Tsuyu, yes Uraraka? Space Gojiren, find the others and tell them that the League is attacking. They need to be prepared because they are after Bakugo. Tsuyu, isn't it better we let him to die? Space Gojiren, I think they have other plans for him, so unless you want to deal with Bakugo as a villain, then quickly help them. Tsuyu nodded as she left. Afterwards someone walked out the tree to her right. San, seems like you don't worry about me the other reincarnated kaijus. Space Gojira, I know you San, if you wanted Bakugo dead, you would have attacked a long time ago, why allow the League to take him? San, I have to make sure All for One knows I am trustworthy, so when he least expect it, I will stab him in the back. Gigan has already found him and I have informed her to bring him to me. Space Gojira, who else is here? San, Prime and Batra. Space Gojira, you seem to be annoyed. San, I just dealt with an annoying villain that think it would be alright to kill a kid. I am alright with destruction, but killing a kid for fun is where I draw the line. Space Gojira, at least you have some moral. San, I have to go. Gigan have captured Bakugo. If I were you, I would head back to the main camp before Batra lay waste to it. He then left her as she went into her flying mode and began to head back to the main camp, while with San, he was waiting at the edge of a cliff as Batra came flying towards him. San, Batra, how did it go? Batra, twice clone worked perfectly, a little too perfectly, should we be caution around him? San, no, the clones are easy to destroy, so he won't be too much of a problem. What about Prime? Batra, she has injured a lot of Class 1A and 1B that are in the forest, but she also had to deal with a few Nomus. San, All for One is playing a dangerous game with me. If he continue then not even Ghidorah can stop me from coming after him. Batra, I think he probably would more agree with you than be against you on this one. San, only time will tell Batra, only time will tell. Gigan, I brought the dog. Gigan could be seen dragging Bakugo with her. She threw him to San as he landed right at San's foot. San, good job Gigan. Transform back and continue to spy on the League. Gigan, I won't disappoint you San. She then left Batra and San alone. San, hello Bakugo. Katsuki, so the weakling of a kaiju finally shows himself again. Here I thought you were to scare. San kicked Bakugo with a hollow earth energy charged up kick. He then picked Bakugo up and glared at him. San, you don't get to speak Bakugo. Katsuki, what are you going to? San punched Bakugo this time. San, I said you don't get to speak. He slammed Bakugo down before letting go of him. He used his gravity beam and used it to send Bakugo into a tree. Bakugo was in pain, but San didn't stop. He picked Bakugo up with his tail and slammed him into more trees before slamming into the ground as cracks began to form. San, you really think I am scared of you? No, I despise you. You are weaker than I will ever be. I would have gotten rid of you right now, but someone else has plans for you. He picked up Bakugo, his eyes glaring into the boy's soul. San, consider yourself lucky. Just as he was about to leave with Bakugo, the villains arrive where he is. Dabi, seems like you beat him too much up. San, is there a problem with that? Spinner, no, but I think we should leave. That space kaiju on the hero's side is coming here soon. Kurogiri opens a portal for the villains and two kaiju to leave through. San throws Katsuki through the portal. Turning around he spots a few students heading towards them. He used his proton scream forcing them to get out of the way. He and Batra then last enter the portal as Space Gojira look towards them knowing fully well this isn't over.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.